Hi, I'm Basil. Over the years, I've read a lot of books and followed great minds like Alex Hormozi and Daniel Priestley, and I've implemented those methods for my clients here. And I found out something, that most businesses here fail and start not because they're not hardworking, but because they are spending the effort and money at the wrong place at the wrong time. The framework I'm going to share today is the exact framework that I used with all my clients here to help them quickly find what problem do they have in their business. So after I implemented this framework, the results were clear. Once there's clarity on direction, everything else just works. I call this framework the 4P blueprints. So for this video's sake, I've come up with a self-assessment list where you can just download from the link below. And so it's a list of questions about each phase. Just answer these questions. If you cannot answer it clear and quick, means that phase, you probably have a problem. The first P is called prop. This is where you need to do your market research. It's all hard data and rational research. Imagine you're building a house without looking at the foundation. You build the structures, you do the design, you buy the furniture, but it will collapse. So if you don't know the market, if you don't look at the foundation of it, if you don't know the demand and supply of the business, it will fail eventually. I just got a call from my client the other day. The first thing she told me, Basil, I need a logo. So I used the exact same blueprint and I talked to her. In just 15 minutes, I said, you don't need a logo. You need to do your market research. So just a little background, she wanted to start a AI business. So one thing about AI business is always have some ethical issue. So that's one thing that I want her to go and check, to get professional help, advice. Is this idea even worth developing, or is there any way to develop it to be perceived as ethical? And the second thing is, how does the market react to this idea? You don't need a full answer, just go and ask around the people around you. Tell them the idea, what problems does it solve, how does it help you, how do you wish it to help the market. And from there, you know you can move to the next phase. Especially for startup, you don't need a 100% answer. You just need to know enough to know that there's a market gap, that this business is viable, then you can move on to the next stage. Most importantly, you have a clarity at your first stage, then you can move on. Once you know that your business is viable, now you can get to the second P, which is positioning. Positioning basically means that how you enter the market, how you want to position yourself to talk to the people you want to talk to. Technology and manufacturing industry grows. All of the products are only getting cheaper, faster, and more alike. So when all the products are the same, how do our customers differentiate us? In the 90s, Pepsi ran a blind test drink. They want to find out that who has the best tasting drink. They found a very surprising result, which is Pepsi consistently got the result that they won over all the other brands, including Coke. Even people that claim that they are Coke fans are still choosing Pepsi during the blind test. At first, Cola didn't do anything about it until two things happened. The first thing is the younger generation actually goes to Pepsi more. The second thing is when Cola actually did a blind test for themselves and they got the same result. So they were panicking. What they did, they changed the formula and then they launched a product that is more similar to Pepsi. So once they launch it, everybody, the customers, were not happy about it. In just 40 days, they had to take down all of the products and they relaunched the Coca-Cola Classic. After this incident, they found out that the customer loyalty grew even stronger. What does this prove? This proves something powerful. When your products are similar or even a bit weaker than the competitor, emotional connection is what wins you the battle. So finding your positioning is all about finding balance, be clear, and be authentic. Be clear with what your audience wants to hear, be clear with what you want to tell them, and to be clear on what your brand truly believes in. When everyone is talking about USP, unique selling points, but when all the products are the same, there's no USP. So this is when you need to look at UVP, unique value propositions. In this crowded market, people don't buy the best product. They buy the product they feel is the best for them. The third P is called present. This is when you have your logo, your identity, and your touch points design. This is where your brand becomes reality. Here's a strange fact. People are willing to pay more just because your brand is more consistent. Imagine this, from your logo, your training, your people, to the details, your packaging, and everything is aligned. It builds what the researchers call brand fluency. Fluency means familiarity, and familiarity builds habit. So what's the ultimate goal of doing branding? You don't actually need people to fall in love with your brand. But what do we want? When they want something, when they need something, they don't even have to think. They just have the habit to buy from you. That's the ultimate goal, period. That's why the giants like Nike, McDonald's, and Samsung, they guard their brand guidelines like treasure. Because they've spent millions of dollars to build these assets, they're not going to just let some amateur and mess it up. So the third P present is all about building fluency, familiarity, and building habits. So from your logo, to your business model, to the training of the staff, down to your copywriting, it has to be aligned. Even the CEO of Quaker says that, today if you let me choose from all the physical assets and the brand itself, I say I would just choose the brand assets, I would still make a fortune. This is how powerful it is, because everything else goes, but the brand stays. The last P is promote, also known as marketing. Over the years, after I've talked to so many business owners and stayed in different agencies, there's one biggest mistake that I've now noticed, that is to chase numbers only. Yes, your reach, your engagement, your sales ROI, they're all very important. You have to track them. They matter. If you don't track, you don't care. That's something I really believe in. But if you only look at the numbers, you're losing out a lot. You're losing out a chance to build wealth. Everyone knows that to build wealth, you have to build asset. And your brand is a chance for you to build your money-making machine. With every marketing campaign, there are two things that you need to take care of. The first thing, your ROI, the results. The second thing is the value you can add back to the brand. If you separate them, it makes your marketing cost a one-time transaction. But if you combine them, it becomes something that can build assets and snowballing over time. I remember one ad that does it really well. It's called Google Gemini Father during Super Bowl. The video perfectly combines the product features, it paints a picture for the user, and it connects emotionally to the user. So this is how you sell, and at the same time, you add value back to the brand. This is what I call a mindful marketing. It does two things. It sells for today, and it strengthens the brand for tomorrow. So that's the 4P blueprint. Prod, position, present, promote. Treat this as a quick brand assessment to find which part of your business has a problem. This is not your ultimate guideline to run a business. In the future, I'm going to share deeper framework that will help you solve specific issue in every phase. So if you have any problems that you cannot answer in the assessment list, just drop a comment down below and let's have a chat. That's all for me. See you in the next video. Okay, bye.